Hello and welcome to a day in the life of a plumber. I hope you enjoyed the video, and here is what you expect to see on this video.
Right, just turned up to this one. Customer says the toilet is filling slowly, so what we're going to do is we're going to flush it. Yeah, you can tell already it's a slight amp here. We use the blue lose as well, which is no good. Right, so we can isolate this toilet. Right, oh, look. Where it heats away the rubber, this blue stuff. That's obviously leaked before. Let's see if we can change the washer in here, see if there's any isolation behind here. What's this? Switch. Oh, no, behind here, baby. There's nothing there. Right, looks like we're going to have to turn the mains off. There's a toilet. Right, so I've gone downstairs and turned the main off, which has turned the water off. I could hear it sucking just then through here. So what we want to be doing is changing this washer here that I believe will be split. Let's check. Let's remove that. Just here. Get it out. Yes, this is the fending article, as you can see. It's starting to bump around the edges, which normally means that there is a split there. There it is. So when the prep water comes in, it's stuck, so it's not filling up. So we will change it. So I'll go get another one, and hopefully we'll change that over. Right, so it turns out I have the other one in the van. This is the new one, this is the old one. This one is bumped and started to split here, whereas this one's nice and clean. So yeah, let's put that in here. So I think it went down. Like so. Then there's the arm. So that lug inside has got to line up with that at the bottom. So I think we're quite fiddly. That goes in there. That goes in there. Screw that up. Just going to turn the water on, see what happens. Right, let's turn this back on. Back off.
So that washer did sort this toilet stop filling, but the customer was then there, so I couldn't record it. On to the next one, this leaking back nut on this toilet cistern As you can see, it's been dripping down the flush pipe for quite some time. They've only just reported it and noticed it because there was a puddle on the floor, so it must just generally be getting worse. And what I now noticed was when you flushed the handle, the nut was a little bit loose, so I got my grips on that, gave that a good old tighten, make sure that's nice and tight, and then checked for 10 minutes, make sure there's no dribbles, no drips on this, and that sorted that problem out on this cistern. So gave that a good clean up, and that one was done. On to the next one, which was in fact quite an easy one, which was a toilet seat that needed fixing. One of the fixings had just come loose, so I had to take the seat off. So with this seat, as you can see, it's completely loose. Just lift it up, and with this seat there is the buttons on the inside, so you press them and it pops off. So let's tighten this one up. So after that toilet seat, we turned up to this one where there was a loud vibrating noise in the pipes, and also some dripping taps and a tap not working. As you can hear, this high pitched screech is what they were hearing, which is the vibration of the high pressure water vibrating the cartridge. So I've turned the water off and isolated that. The hot was on the gravity side, so there was no valve for that, but I didn't want to drain the whole tank. While getting this off, the spline had snapped inside the handle, which is no good. It's another job that I was like, ugh. But luckily I managed to get that out with a wiggle of my grips, and then I use my big steep socket set to get the cartridge out. So I put it on max, and then you've just got to give it one quick big pump to break the seal, like so, and then that will unwind. So this is the tap cartridge box that I keep in the van that stocks about 20 different varieties of tap cartridge. This 90% of the time gets me out of trouble, and I'll have one that fits. But if it is a high spec brand, then normally these don't fit, and you'll have to go to the manufacturer because they'll come up with some crazy cartridge. But found one, wound it in, and now it's time to do the hot. So with the cold done, it's now time to move on to the hot. As you can see, the water is absolutely red hot coming out of this. I didn't fancy draining the whole tank if there was problems, if the ball valve got stuck and I had to go in the loft, go get my ladders. So I've got the hot valve out of the tap box, they come in a pair of two. And I'm just getting myself psyched up to jump this valve, give it a quick snatcheroo. I've got the customer's gloves, which they didn't know I was using at the time. Just psyching myself up. I was going to go with the glove, so I put the glove on. I was psyching myself up, ready to go. And I just couldn't. I don't know, sometimes it just gets like this, it gets in your head, you just got to go for it, all or nothing. You know you can do it, it's just the water you're worried about. So I've loosened it off, so at a point where I'm ready to go, I thought, nah, no glove, go with the burns if all goes wrong. And here we go, the big snatcheroo on a gravity system. That didn't go too bad, did it? So with that done, it's time to put the valve in, tighten that in, and put all the heads on and get on to the next one, which is actually just next door. It's a downstairs cloakroom, which is a bit yellow. Not my cup of tea, but you know, old houses, old look of paint, but we get onto it. So this one, the cold tap had completely seized shut. It's been like it for about a year and a half. So I'm using my 17mm deep socket once again to get that onto the cartridge. Actually, this was not 17, this was the 21mm because it's an old style valve, so it needs the 21. And then once again, just give it a real quick blast of pressure on the maximum length for good torque to get that completely out. As you see, I'm really struggling. This has been made in tight, so I've gone for a bit more leverage, and then it started to go. With that going, you can then wind that out. So as you can see, the actual washer part didn't come. It got stuck completely in there. I think where someone had completely over tightened it. The washer is nearly failing. I think it must have been dripping, and the final tighten, someone has given that big bananas and launched that right in there. So that's probably why. It was probably dripping. Gave it a little reseat and a new washer on this one, but to get this going was a pain because it's been scaled in for so long. Everything's gone hard and rusty. So I put a new washer and reseated this tap. Put the head on just to test it and to flush out any filings. As you can see, the water is yellow where I've reseated it, and the filings have gone down the middle. So flush all them out. All we've got to do is tidy up, make sure there's no leaks, tidy up around the tap, and build it all back together how it came, just like so. Put the screw in the tap head, and that job was done. The customer was very happy. So that's stopped their water hammer, and also I fixed their downstairs tap, so they were very happy. And the bloke said that's going to stop my ear getting chewed off from the missus. So that's that. Now on to the next one, which was the I would say the cold, but on this tap it's the hot. It actually is the hot as labelled. They've obviously changed the heads around on this tap. Don't know why, but I'm not there to change it round. So, but the cold was stiff, and also it stops quite early, as you can see, and not a full flow of water. So we're just going to jump under the sink and see if there's any isolation valves local. Once again, it's a gravity fed cistern, so we've got these double Flexi Fridays on here, onto some push fit and some blue roll sitting there, and some isolation valves. So we're going to turn them off to the flat position. With these valves, they actually don't go past that, they just turn quarter of a turn. And so with them off, we're just going to double check that they've turned the water off, which they have. So then we can then work on the tap. So we've got to pop the little red tab off side, and then you can take it all apart. Once again, deep socket comes in handy every time. Got my tap kit from the van, and I've rebuilt this washer because the spline on it, because it's an armated shanks, it's got a very unique spline, like I was saying earlier, unique. So I've had to rebuild the whole thing, but keep the top on. So I've done that, and now just to prove it, I can flick it with my finger, and it spins nice and freely. So that's that. Once again, hot and cold. I'm not changing them around, like I said. I know they're on the wrong way around. You can comment if you want what you would do if you would have changed them, but once again, if it's been like it for 10 years and you do that, there'll be questions asked why you've done that. So just best to sometimes leave it as it is. You didn't install it, you're just there to fix it. So we're just going to turn the water back on with these isolation valves, checking that you've got your screwdriver right way. Turn them all the way open. So with them turned all the way open, we can then test these. So that's nice and loose and working on the cold side, and on the hot side, once again, nice and free flowing. If you've got this far in the video, then please do like the video and definitely subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. There's going to be plenty more of it coming in the future, also with tips and tricks, all the tools I use, all the stuff we've got in the van. If you've got any questions about anything I've used, then do leave a comment down below. But all I can say is that's a day in the life of a plumber. If it's something you like, then yeah, maybe plumbing is the thing for you. But for now, I hope everyone has a good day,